Hey there, it is Tomster here, and because there's been quite a lot of new subscribers and stuff, I just want to kind of run you through everything that I do. So basically, this channel is all about building guitars and showing you how to do it yourself. I have tutorials and I have build videos on where I build stuff. A little bit of background on where everything started. I first started off by just doing paint jobs for different guitars. I refinished a guitar for my nephew for his birthday. That kind of got the ball rolling. Then I refinished the guitars at my old school, and then onwards and upwards, which eventually turned into me just doing custom work, taking guitars that were already finished and then usually peeling back all the paint and then doing some crazy custom work on that. A good case in point was this guitar. Now, this was one of my own guitars that I decided to kind of do up a little bit. And while I did this, I finally realized what I wanted to do. And because of this guitar, I realized that I wanted to go into school to study to become an artisan. Now, while I do have a background in cabinet making and furniture making in general, the reason why I didn't go and just study to make stringed instruments is because I wanted to have a much bigger skill set, a much wider skill set where I learned different techniques, different tools, and different methods of making stuff, different joints and everything like that. Because yes, while I do love making furniture, making guitars is my passion, but having a different sort of way of thinking about that gives me a certain edge toward how I use materials in the first place. Now, during my time at school, I actually did some work practice placement or an internship at Crimson Guitars. And during this time at Crimson Guitars, I did a whole variety of different things. I made a lot of tools, so I learned all the different methods of using different kinds of machines that I was used to, but I also worked on a lot of guitars more in-depthly, so I actually got to learn the ins and outs of guitar making, from just doing fretwork or assembly, oiling, routing, all that kind of stuff, different ways of doing it more precisely than what I had previously known. And I also built my first bass there. Graduating from school, I did get a job at a local workshop, which didn't pan out all that well due to what the workshop was like. But I won't go too much into that. I just didn't get too much out of it. So in my spare time, I still kept on working guitars when I could, but it was very minimal. I still had to do everything from my living room. So it wasn't long until I actually made a big transition and I moved all the way to England to work at Crimson Guitars full time. Now, during that time, I worked on a whole variety of instruments, which up until recently, I hadn't realized how many I worked on. I have now probably worked on about 60 guitars, doing different phases of them. During my time at Crimson Guitars, I was also mainly in charge of finishing. So I was doing the staining, lacquering, oiling, what have you, on top of all the different random things that I was asked to do, like building an extraction system, piping works, trying to figure out how all that's going to get in, building a spray booth, building casings for the CNC machines, and just generally organizing things in the machine shop or stuff like that, building benches. I did a lot of very varied tasks while I was at Crimson. One of the last things I did there was build the Scum guitar, which was this kind of show of skill instrument, which had this crazy inlay on the back and everything else. I'll put a link there so you can check it out for yourself. I put out a whole series of videos on how I built everything step by step and with commentary, and then a sort of wrap up of the entire series. Ever since then, having moved back home to Finland, I've basically been renting out a couple of hours at a workshop, filming videos, editing videos, and working on guitars basically on my windowsill. Now, it hasn't changed too much. I've just moved to a new place and I'm hoping to get things back on track with building, but it's still at the point where I don't have my own workshop. I found another workshop which is a lot closer than the previous one, and we'll see how things start rolling there as well. But it's still a small process. I finished 10 guitars in my first year back here.
There we go. So it's pretty cool. There's a lot of details.
Cool.
The AH guitar. This is not a full build, which is what I normally do, but a customized secondhand guitar, which is how I got my start in the first place. Gavin out of aluminum and a microphone for me out of aluminum and plastic. The Let's Play logo, dots, and achieve are poured resin, which is really cool.
He's real nice.
The top has the Achievement Hunter logo, while the back has the names of the AH cast and crew over the years.
Then there's the whole Jeremy wrap up.
The whole hat battle is written here. This
Yeah.
is the entire hat battle.
And he took off the top, saw the Remy Tim thing, looked at me and went, "Oh, please don't break this."
I thought Michael was gonna break it. It looks fucking badass.
And I have another 8 or 9 going at this current moment. And I'm really looking forward to how things are gonna go. The prototypes that I built, they serve their purpose in giving me a direction of what I want to do. Meanwhile, the next up and coming batch is going to be the first proper batch of production guitars where I've kind of fine-tuned everything to the spec that I want. There's still a couple of things that I'm going to change, but mostly I'm very happy with how things are going, even though it is going slowly. But working a day job, I don't need to kind of rely on supporting myself at this point with guitar building. It is still in the background working constantly, and making videos at the same time is something that I'm trying to do to kind of get my name out there. Now, when it comes to the video production side of things, my background is probably more akin to media. I've always made videos. Whatever little school project back in elementary school, I would always do videos with my friends, and I even started on YouTube back in 2008 with my friend Al. We made little sketches on the Gecko Liz channel, Gecko Liz's Studios. And yeah, basically why I'm still doing YouTube videos is this is something that I've loved to do all the time, and the quality's just been improving on and on and on, and I'm hoping to kind of push that envelope forward. So basically, this channel has a whole variety of different kinds of videos. I have tutorials that you can check out to do with finishing, to do with little things like setups and cutting fretboards and making fret slots and what have you. If you have any ideas on what you want to see, please do let me know in the comments down below. But I thought it would be kind of a cool idea to give you a little bit of an introduction, seeing as there are so many new subscribers. Over 400 subscribers at this point, and that number might be small on YouTube, levels, but to me, that is huge. And thank you to every single one of you who has subscribed, and I hope to see more of you in the future. So comment down below and let me know what you think of everything that I do. If you have any ideas of what you want to see, please do let me know that. Click like buttons because they help a hell of a lot. Click the little bell notifications because that is how YouTube knows that my videos are being watched. And you also get notifications whenever I put out new stuff. What I'm trying to say is just thank you for supporting me. Please, I hope you do continue to support me and tell your friends. There's so much more to come, and I can't wait. I hope that you can't wait either. So, until next time, see you guys.